Okay guys, I'm going to tell you one of my wee salmon flies, and this is the wee pattern here, this one here at the top. Nice wee fly to have in your box, nice and bright, catches fish. It's done well for me over the last couple of years, so I just thought I would share it with you, and hopefully you can tie a few up and they can catch you a few fish. Now the hook in the vase is a size 10 partridge paid rate double. The thread that I'm going to use to tie the fly is uni thread 80 in red. So I'm just going to come in, get the thread started behind the eye of the hook, run on a few turns and remove the waist tag. Now the tag in the rib of the fly is going to be a hot yellow wire by Ultra Wire and UTC, and I'm going to use it for the two bodies. There's two sections on the fly of the body. Rear body is the hot red uni floss, and the front body is a mylar tinsel. So I've just cut the wire in underneath. I'm just going to run the thread down, tying this in. And all I do is just bring my thread down till it's in line with the point of the hook. And then I'm going to take 5 turns of the hot yellow wire to create my tag, and on the last turn bring it in between the two hooks. And I'll just catch that underneath, then I'll run my thread up, keeping it underneath to the halfway point, fold the wire back and bring my thread back down. Now, that's the floss there, hot red uni floss. So I have a length off here from the last fly, so I'm just going to catch that in, pull it into length, and then run my thread up, tying this in. Then we'll bring up our floss. Just want a nice good clean turn at the back, and then your floss to be touching turns. You don't want them overlapping to create lumps and bumps when you overlap the floss. So up to there, fly it across with your thread, one turn to hold. A couple of turns will secure that in. Come in, trim away the excess. Then we can bring up the wire. You're looking 3 turns onto the uni floss. Lie this across, a couple of turns to hold. Then you can bend and break away the wire. Now the first part of the wing, put a bit of a wing on this part. And this is just Arctic foxtail that I've dyed Sunburst. Just going to clean away all the rubbish from the bottom. I'm going to put this on about 1.5 lengths of the hook over the back. So I just want to take another wee quick measurement. 1, 2, over the back. There. Run with a pinching loop. A couple of tight turns. Just make sure it's sitting nice for us. Come in, trim away the excess. Then we're going to put in some red crinkle flesh. It's like a mirage with a tinge of red coming from it. So I'm just going to nip 2 strands off the hank here, offer it up to the hook. Looking a couple of down each side. Alright, pinch and loop, a couple of turns to hold. I'm going to fold back the flesh, bring the 2 other parts into the middle of the wing. Secure those in. Come in and just trim away the excess. Now on top of this I'm going to put in some grey squirrel tail, dyed black. This is it here. Now, not too much, I'm just looking at a small pinch of the squirrel tail. Trim that away. Now, I'm not going to stack it. I usually stack my squirrel tail, but for the purposes of this I'm not going to stack it now. I don't want this the full length of the Sunburst. I want it just slightly less. Right, with a pinch and loop, a couple of tight turns to hold. Now, just make sure that the squirrel stays on top. Then come in and take a measurement for the second part of the body to there. My squirrel tail has a tendency to pull out, so what I want to do is just take a wee bit of super glue. Just going to rub it onto my thread. Then I'm just going to take this down over the cut ends. This just stops the squirrel from pulling out. And then bring my thread back up, tight up against the squirrel. Now I'll just spread that out when I brought that back up tight, and that's what I wanted to do. Wanted to go around, mix up the colours a bit. Now we need to get another piece of the hot yellow wire for a rib. Just let me run this thread back down. I should have put this in on the way back down the first time. Bring it back up. And the front body is the Opal Mirage tinsel by UTC in large. Take a length of that, trim it away. Now, like I said, I've done well with this wee fly the last couple of years. I know you'll get fly tires saying that these flies, his flies are deadly and all this. Like, if the fish are in the mood to take, they'll take. But I went down a pool on one of the rivers on the foil system, and I didn't have any fish, and then I come back up and I switched over to this fly on the point and a Wilkinson on the dropper, and I nailed 4 fish on the way back down. So make of that of what you will, but it definitely works. So just bring your Mirage up, second part of your body, then come up with your hot yellow wire, doing 3 turns again on the front body, follow it across with your thread, a couple of turns in there. I'm just bringing the thread turns down to the eye because I'm just trying to create a level base here for my haggle and the jungle cock at the front. Right, just bring my thread back up. Now, just want to have a wee check, we're not looking too bad. Just want to make sure everything is where it's meant to be, because all I was doing was talking there. Talking a load of key rep. Now, the haggle at the front is a hen haggle. It's dyed Sunburst. Just got one here. This is it here. Nice and strong colour this. And this is why this fly works in, would work anywhere, but I would suggest, but PD water works well in PD water that I found. Yeah, I'm just going to catch it in, stroke the fibres back to reveal the tip, a couple of turns to catch the tip in, fold the tip back, a couple of turns back over, then you can come in and locate the tip, you can bring it away. I'll just come in with my scissors, and I just want to rub the scissors up the stem, get the fibres to sit back a wee bit for me, just help me out. Then you're just looking one turn in front of the other. Now, the turns of haggle, they're always a personal preference on a fly. Always depends on the quality of the fibre that you're winding on. So that's 2. Now, what I'll do is I'll put another one in, and then we'll see how we're sitting. Not too bad. So I'll just come around with a turn, hold it a couple of turns to secure. Right. Just come in and trim this away. Usually like to fold the stems back, but the stem's pretty thick. So just come around and move these out. See what way we're sitting. Happy enough with that. I'll just tighten up when my thread turns now. Just want to bring your thread up in the position for your jungle cock. You don't have to put jungle cock on. Don't go going out and price a jungle cock now, it would scare you. You'd need to be taking a bank loan out to be buying a jungle cock cape. See some of them on eBay going for about £100. Give them bunkers. Now, that's the jungle cock cape there. So I'll just get 2 nice eyes here if we can. I think I've got 2. And then we'll just Get these lined up in my hand the best that I can. Don't always work out when you line them up in your hand. You're seeing the undersides of them there. Now, I'm just going to take back some of the fibre. Offer it up. Come around and hold them. I'm going to take a couple of loose turns just to get them into position now. But straight away you see that this one here is too long. So I'm going to have to pull it in. Just checking. Okay, happy enough with that. So just hold the jungle cock eyes. Another couple of turns to tighten up. Then we can fold back the stems, bring the thread to the eye, and then you can build up your head over the jungle cock stems now. Don't be shy at times with the size of the head on a salmon fly. Just adds colour to it as well. Plus you need it to be solid, because this is what's holding the fly together. Now, keeping your thread tight, you can come in. You should be able to break away the stems. Okay, now still keeping the thread tight. Come in with your whip finishing tool and just throw in a whip finish. You can tidy the head up the way back down if you want to put that nice shape into it. Then come in and trim away your thread. Now, just get a wee look at the fly at this stage. See how everything went. We're all good. Now just to seal the head up, first coat super glue just on the head. Don't want this going anywhere else, particularly not in the hand hackle, or I would be giving myself a slap on the head. So we'll just take our time, right the whole way right round. And then once that dries, folks, I'll just come in with a couple of coats of varnish onto the head, just to sort of stop that white bloom that comes, the moisture bloom that comes from the super glue. But there you go. I tried it a couple of years back. It's done well for me. They taff you up, you have nothing to lose. Have a couple in your box, and if they catch a fish, grand. But if they don't be coming shouting at me if they don't. So there you go, lads. Thanks for watching.